Hey, what's up guys, it's Rich, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing some Apex Legends, of course. And today there was the biggest patch for Apex Legends that we have seen so far. There's a huge change to some of the legends. A lot of the weapons in the game have also received a little bit of a change in there as well. And it's 100% definitely going to change the way that everyone plays this game. So first things first, Gibraltar and Caustic have both received a 10% reduction in damage. This is because their hitboxes are far bigger, they're bigger characters, so it makes sense that they would take a little bit extra to kill. However, there's a little bit more to this this change than meets the eye. So let's just take the Spitfire for example. So at the moment, well not anymore, but before the patch, we'll talk about this a little bit later on, the Spitfire received a little bit of a nerf. But before the patch, the Spitfire used to have a base damage of 20. If you were really far away, the minimum damage it would do was 20 damage per shot. So let's say someone has 200 health, if they've got level 3 or level 4 shield, it's a maximum of 10 shots to kill someone with level 3 or 4 shield. So a 10% reduction in all incoming damage would then change that damage per shot to 18, which would then turn that into a 12 shot kill. So even though there's a 10% reduction in damage, in straight up gunfights, the actual number of bullets it takes to kill Gibraltar and Caustic can actually be above or below the 10% with certain weapons and how the numbers fall. In the Spitfire's case here, it would be a 20% change in bullets, not a 20% change in damage, but certainly a 20% change in bullets from 10 to 12. And that's huge, that's 20% longer you've got to be standing there shooting them. That is such a good buff for these two characters. Strangely enough though, Gibraltar is my second highest legend in terms of stats already, so I'm really looking forward to playing him, even though he was considered one of the weaker guys on the team. Oh my gosh, thank you! My shields are depleted. I didn't get that, did I? I did not. Please, don't. But that is not all the love that these two characters have been shown. So along with a 10% reduction in damage, Caustic also has his gas buffed just a little bit. It now does a measly 4 times as much damage as it used to. It used to do 1 damage per tick. If you ran into a room and there was a gas trap, it was more of an inconvenience than it was like, oh, I'm going to die. But now it's going to be doing 4 damage per tick of damage, alongside the movement debuff that applies to your character and how you are highlighted on his screen whilst in the gas, whilst you can't see anything. I don't think I'm going to be rushing any more Caustics that are camping in a room. They can keep it. I'll fight someone else. So Gibraltar also got a little bit of a buff as well. His aim down sight shield has gone from 50 to 75 health. A little bit of a 50% buff to his shield, which further reduces all the incoming damage. These two characters may be completely viable to play now. They seem incredibly good. They seem like tanks, absolute units. Are they enough to make them top tier though? Are they too much? Will they be too annoying to play against? I guess we will have to play more and find out for ourselves. But I love patches that allow for more variety in the game. I don't want to just be using Bangalore, Pathfinder, Wraith and Lifeline. I want to be able to use all of the characters and not have to have this disadvantage placed upon me just for trying to play in a different way. Another way they've done this is also by buffing lower tier weapons to make them somewhat viable, and also nerfing overpowered weapons to make it so that if you don't want to use it every game, you aren't at a huge disadvantage. And that is a nice segue into what they've done to the Wingman. I don't think that this gun was overpowered necessarily anymore. I think it used to be before the fire rate nerf a few weeks ago. But it certainly was still one of the best guns in the game. So they've reduced the basic mag size on the weapon from 6 shots down to 4. And this seems to me like an early game nerf where if you found a scout, for example, and someone rushes you with a Wingman, you're screwed either way. You can still take the Wingman up to 10 rounds with a level 3 extending mag, which for most games you will find eventually. But this will put the Wingman in a nice place in my opinion, because there are a lot of guns on this game where you need to try and invest into it and you need to trust that you will find the right attachment for it, like the Devotion, the Havoc, and the Prowler springs to mind, because all 3 of them need a hop-up attachment to make it into a good gun. The Wingman wasn't in this state. You could pick it up. You didn't even need any attachments on it. The iron sights were great. You didn't need an extending mag necessarily, and you definitely didn't need the Skull Piercer to make it a great gun, although the Skull Piercer obviously turned it into an outrageously great gun. But now you might need to invest some time into holding onto the Wingman to make it so that you can just like 4-tap people. So there are further weapon changes that affect the Scout, the Triple Take and the Longbow Snipers. All 3 of them have had the same changes. They've had their weapon sway reduced. They've had their leg shot penalty reduced as well. And snipers weren't too great in Apex before this. But I never thought that the issue with them was with weapon sway or doing no damage to people's legs, I'll be honest. I think snipers are just a little bit harder to utilise in a game with so much movement and so many disengage options for many of the characters. So even if you were really far away and you weaken someone with a sniper, let's say down to 20 health, chances are you're not going to be able to get there quick enough to capitalise on that before they've healed up, and then by the time you get there, they're full shield and they're popping you with a wingman. However, a buff is a buff, and it should make them a little bit better, even if I personally don't see the changes firsthand. They're still going to be there, and they're still going to be helping me win a gunfight if I do want to use a scout, because I love using the scout and the triple take. The longbow, not so much, but maybe now that it's got a little bit of a buff, I'll give it a go, and that's a good thing about patches. Puts guns on an even playing field, and hopefully more people will use these guns now. Now, the gun that I've called bad in the past and had a lot of flack for is the Havoc, and the trouble that I had with the Havoc was that without the turbocharger, it wasn't good. You would have to stare at them, and in the time that you're staring at them waiting for the Havoc to fire up, if you were using an R301, you could have shot 3 or 4 rounds and made them have like half of their shield left all of a sudden. Another reason I didn't like the Havoc too much is because I always felt like I needed a secondary gun alongside it just to finish the kill. I was always 1 or 2 shots short. These prayers have been answered, my friends, with the Havoc. There are now 7 extra shots in the Havoc, taking it from a 25 shot weapon to 32. So these extra 7 shots will definitely be enough to get the job done. You will not need a secondary weapon unless they're pretty far away. It has also had a damage buff to the select fire version of the weapon, like the charge shot, which also now takes less ammo per shot, which used to be 5, so you used to be able to do 5 of these charge shots per magazine. But now it takes 4, and I suppose this makes sense because 32 isn't divisible by 5, but it is divisible by 4, my friends. Putting that master degree to good use. So if you do like the Havoc in charge shot, you won't be restricted to 5 shots per magazine. You can now do 8, which is a humongous buff. That's 60% more. So this is a very sad one. The Spitfire, my beloved Spitfire, has had a nerf, a 10% nerf in base damage from 20 down to 18. The extended mags now also hold 5 fewer bullets each, which isn't a huge problem because they still hold 40 and 45 and 55 bullets respectively. So some of the top tier guns like the Spitfire and the Wingman have received nerfs. The R301 and the R99, interestingly, which are both incredibly good weapons, are left untouched. Respawn has also listened with the gold weapons as well. If you found one, I was a little bit frustrated that the Wingman used to have like a 1 times holographic sight on it, which is a weird one, and the Havoc used to have the select fire attachment. Now the Havoc comes with a turbocharger instead of select fire. It also comes with a closer range sight, so you can utilize the gun properly. The golden R301 now comes with a close range sight, and the Wingman now has a digital threat instead of a holographic sight as well. So the gold guns, they should be coming with the best attachment, so this is obviously a welcome change. And I do think it's interesting that the fact that, maybe there is just 2 top tier guns now, the R301 and the R99. I'll have to try. Honestly, maybe the Havoc is going to be a top tier gun as well now. It wasn't bad to begin with. It wasn't the greatest with that turbocharger, but now it has 32 bullets or energy rounds per magazine. Unbelievable amount of buffage to the Havoc. I can't wait to jump on and give these changes a go firsthand. I'm going to try those characters. I'm going to try the new buffs on the Havoc as well. What are your guys' opinions on these changes? Did your favourite character get a buff? In which case you will be laughing. And did your favourite gun get a nerf? In which case you will be very sad, much like me and the Spitfire. It is a very sad day. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of the live commentary. I didn't know the patch was actually coming today, so I was live commentating as usual, and the game that you've been watching in the background, I actually live commentate the whole thing, so you get to watch the end here. It gets a little bit intense. I don't think I've ever been on this side of the map before. Oh my god, I thought you were a rock! I literally thought you were a decorative rock on the side of the map. Now you forced me into a close range fight. Because Gibraltar's ultimate, or the Gibraltarmate, is outrageous. He's gonna die to his own ultimate then. Oh my god, now I'm gonna die to his Gibraltarmate. Please get me out. Never shoot with me or my son ever again. There's one more. Uno mas. There we go. Full team down. Oh, good grief. Alright, the Gibraltar fell down somewhere. I had no health, but there were 3 of us, and I really wanted the kill. So I risked it, and it worked out, because now I've got 12, and that's pretty good. There's 1 squad left. We've got to loot quickly. I think this must be the Gibraltar, even though he's really far away. Be wild, if you want that. It's up for grabs. You've been great to me all game. These guys are up top. This is terrible. I don't really have many bullets, you know. I'll try and do what I can. I need to distract them long enough for my team to get out from underneath them. Oh, that's a mirage. One of my teammates is being a lunatic and he's up there. Honestly, I need to try and distract him as much as I can. Watch out with their teammate. I'm trying to keep their attention. I've got no heavy rounds left now. This is my only option.
Reloading.
Please have some heavy rounds. There we go, that'll do. Oh, you down 1 teammate, nice. I'll cover you if you want to revive. You do faster than I do and you get a shield too. Oh, I need this guy to get a revive, that's the problem. Please don't. Get in, Be Wild! Oh my god, thank you! Oh, I was panicking there at the end. Good job, Be Wild. He's helped me all game long. This guy's been an absolute hero. What a champion. The other guy was a bit of a loot goblin, I'll be honest with you, but at least he stuck with the team. He was trying his best as well.
Good job, dude.
Yeah, good job, my friend. Good job, even though you took the shield battery and the purple armor and stuff. That's fine.
I'm after, oh my god.
Oh, Be Wild only got 3 kills with 1,000 damage. That is not fair. I wish I could donate him a kill. What a great team. That was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that as well. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating and subscribe for more PlayStation 4 Apex Legends, my friends.